Estes, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad to talk to you.
So good to talk to you too. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day in New York. Of course, a city that I'm madly in love with, so it really doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm doing really great because I finished Afterburn and I loved it.
Yay! I saw your review. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you
Oh,
enjoyed it.
I fell in love with Jax. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love
I,
him too.
it's funny because I guess for Crossfire fans, it's inevitable. You want to compare them, but this one really stood on its own. It was like he's his own character.
He's
Oh, I loved
he's
him.
oh good. I love him too. Yeah, he's definitely his own guy.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about sort of your inspiration for this story and these characters, how it came about?
Ah, well, it's simple. It was the Food Network. I'm a huge Food Network fan. And of course, a lot of these celebrity chefs have such huge personalities, and a few of them over time, I kind of was like, how did they get started? I mean, of course, you've got like your Food Network star where they're discovered, via reality TV. But for the most part, I mean, that's not how they're found. They're found working in restaurants and restaurateurs who enjoy their food and say, you know what, you could be bigger than this. You could have your own place, and I want to help you get there. This is something we should do together. We can collaborate on. And how many of the careers of the chefs that we know so well today began that way? And I thought, what a great kind of Cinderella story, right? That you're doing something that you love in just your everyday life, and somebody comes along and offers you kind of this golden opportunity to be bigger than you thought you were, or that you hoped you would be. And I love that idea. And Gia really came to me as someone who wanted to be that person,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Well, she's
love
so
her for that.
strong.
She is
She's
strong.
so strong, Gia, as a character.
She is. She's very strong. She really is a well-rounded person all by herself. She's very fulfilled by her career. She enjoys it a lot. She spends a lot of time with it, but she also has this great family structure. She still has time for friends, family, work. I mean, she's just a well-rounded gal. And she's thinking, someday the right guy might come along, which of course 2 years before she thought was Jack's. But if he doesn't, then she's still good. I mean, it's not having a relationship is not the be all end all for her, but it would be the nice cherry on top. So, I love that about her.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess with Jax, I mean, there's so much mystery about him too, and it leaves us really desperate. We want to know what drives him, what happened 2 years ago. What can you tell us about book 2 to expect? Because I'm counting down the days.
Well, I mean, Gia's got his number now. He's in trouble at this point. He's been he kind of, and that's one of the things that we find mysterious about him is that one, he seems fully and completely committed to being with Gianna. And yet, on the other hand, he says that he can't be fully and completely
Right.
committed to her. And you're like, God, come on, guy. Like, talk about mixed signals. And so Gia kind of spends a lot of Afterburn, trying to figure out what are we doing here, and how is this different from what we did 2 years before. And then toward the end of the book, of course, she figures out some things about him that he really wasn't expecting her to find.
Right.
And now, I mean, now she's on the scent. She's ready to figure this guy out. So I actually feel kind of bad for Jax because once Gia commits to something, she's pretty hardcore about getting there. So for her, it's like his days are numbered. That's what we're gonna see in Aftershock is really Gia really kind of digging in under the surface, finding out what happened 2 years before, what's happening right now, and kind of whipping that boy into line.
Well, I can't wait for it. I know what I'm doing the day it comes out.
Yay! I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Well, it's just fun and fresh, and it's the kind of story you can really just sort of like. It's fun. You can lose yourself in, at the same time it leaves you, curious, and your mind sort of goes trying to figure out what's going on.
Right. You know, well, novellas are fun that way. You know, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love writing them is because, you know, there are times in your life where you want to read a story and yet, you know, it's not something that you want to spend hours or days or weeks reading. You know, I mean, you want to get in there, you want to get the meat of the story and move forward. So, you know, for me, I mean, novellas are always do that. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a really great switch up to have, you know, at least you know that you're guaranteed to have something wonderful here, but at the same time, you know, you can get through it in an afternoon.
Yes.
No, it was wonderful.
Oh, yay, thanks, thank you.
Okay, I have to ask this just because, you know, we have all these Gideon Cross fans, including myself,
yes.
who desperately want to know, is there anything you can tell us about Captivated by You?
Of course there is, but I won't. and it's not that I'm trying to be mean or that you know I want to torture my readers or anything else like that. It's because I'm avoiding torturing readers by giving any information because of course what happened with Entwined with You. And
Right.
and I know that was very difficult for readers. It was very difficult for me. And, you know, I don't want to go through that again. The publisher doesn't want to go through that again. And readers don't want to go through it again. You know, I know it's fun, you know, to say, well, you know, just give us kind of like a teaser. And I've had some readers who say, you know what, I don't care if it changes. Just give me a date to look forward to. And I'm like, you say that now.
Yeah.
You say that now. But if something happened and, you know, and so it's just... For my peace of mind, for reader peace of mind, as soon as I have a set date, I will put it out there. I mean, it will be all over the place. You won't be able to miss it. But until then, I can tell you only that we're moving into Gideon's story. The first 2.5 books were Ava's story. The next 2.5 books are Gideon's story. And so that's what we have to look forward to with Captivated by You. Is really, you know, getting to the heart of him.
Well, we're going to love it pretty much no matter what happens.
It's, you know, it's been probably one of the more challenging, you know, kind of slants to go with as far as writing, because even though he's, you know, opened up a lot, you know, he really did open up a lot to Ava and to us, you know, that are watching him in Entwined with You. He's still in a lot of ways very closed off. So,
Right.
you know, and watching him struggle and trying to overcome, you know, a lifetime of coping in a particular way, sometimes it's been heartbreaking. You know, I haven't cried as much as I did during Reflected in You, but I have cried. So, you know, I mean, that's really, but, you know, we all want him to get there. So,
we do.
Yeah.
Well, for one, I can't wait for both Aftershock, the rest of the Crossfire series, everything. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. And we're just looking forward to everything.
Well, thank you for having me back. I'm glad to be here. And I hope it's not too long until I see you again.
Likewise, I'm sure we'll see each other at one of the conventions next year.
Yes, aren't they fun? Yeah, we will. It'll be great.
Thank you again, and have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.